Hey everybody, and welcome to part 5 and hopefully the final part of our Kerby Rosanes Mythomorphia color along. So I'm sure you know by now already, we are coloring the fire dragon out of here, and oh my goodness, this man is a work of labor. He's already taken way longer than I had originally anticipated. My judgment of time is terrible. We don't have too much left on him though, thank goodness. We've got his tail, we've got a few other little accents, we've got the fire, which I really don't know how I'm gonna tackle that yet. But hopefully it turns out good, fingers crossed. We're just winging it, so yeah, it will be what it will be. So without wasting too much time, because we are already way over what I had expected, let's dive on in and work on this bad boy. So I think we are gonna focus on his tail, which I kind of want to get it all colored in at once. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit, but not too much. Okay, so hopefully that is good for you guys. So the colors we were using were dioxazine purple hue, black cherry, dark purple, and eggshell. So let's just kind of continue on. We were making the parts by these little plates, or whatever you want to call them, darker. So we're going to continue on with that. So we're going to come in with the dioxazine purple hue. So we can kind of color a little bit over the plates. They're pretty burnished, but we can make it work. And then I'm just going to fade that out a little bit. Let's maybe add a little bit more here. And then we're just going to continue along the length of his tail. I'm pretty sure all of this back here is supposed to be fire, so I think I'm gonna just leave it for now. Okay, I'm gonna have to like do this awkward position thing here because this pencil's tiny and I can only color with it from certain angles, so bear with me. Okay, so when we get down to here, let's kind of bring our shadow along the top, but not quite touching. And we'll fade it out right about there. I'm also going to shadow underneath these little spiky bits here. And maybe just along this bottom part here, just a little bit. Won't be quite as dark, but it's still going to have a little bit of a shadow. Why? I don't know. I have no reason for you. I just feel like it should be. So yeah, maybe a little bit of shadow in just above this rock and on the other side. Yeah, I like that. Okay. A little bit here. Okay, and that is it for that one. Thank God, because it's killing my hand. I might have to get out my backup pencil for that one. That's going to make me sad. Okay, so let's go in with the black cherry, and we are going to go over pretty much everything we just colored. And we're going to make it red. Well, turn it a little bit more red. of bring it up. In some areas, I'm kind of bringing it up past where we put the end and thrown, nope, dioxazine purple hue. But for the most part, I'm just going to pop it in where we had that little bit of a shadow there. I don't know, there's dark hatching, so I feel like that should be shadowed. Just gonna kind of outline the tip of his wing here. I feel like it's blending in just a little bit too much, and I want to make it pop out a little bit. Okay, I think that's good. Let's come in with our dark purple. I think right around here is where he's kind of like switching to flame, so I'm just going to fade this out. Kind of up into there. That scares me every time. Oh, okay. I'm like, what? It's not my cat. Cats don't sound like that. Oh. I still don't know if I should thank those who subscribe because I don't know if it shows up for you guys or just me. I haven't watched back any of these videos from this because I've been not feeling good and behind, and I still haven't even started recording the Halloween color along, but I wanted to get this done first because otherwise it's just going to be harder to edit if I kind of start something in between. And currently, right now, it is actually, what day is it today? It's the 18th, so I have 2 weeks to record at least one color along. I'm hoping for 2, which, you know, you might think 2 weeks, oh, that's not that bad, but yeah, that's about 10 hours of recording, plus I work 2 jobs, plus the editing, which actually isn't been too bad with the new computer. I'm kind of digging it. I'm getting used to it, but it's the finding the time to record part that I struggle with, because when I'm home, the boys demand attention constantly. I love them, but oh my goodness. So I kind of feel bad for recording sometimes, even though like I am definitely not trying to make you guys feel bad because I love it. I love putting videos out for you guys. It's extremely relaxing when I'm actually like stick to a schedule and don't like do things last minute. That's on me. I definitely enjoy it, but oh, the boys. I I need two of me, you know, or like just more time in the day. I also need to manage my time better. That would definitely help. I think I dropped the swatch that I need. There we go. So this is our next color. We'll get there though. We will. I know you guys don't demand videos, which I love that about you guys. You're always telling me to take my time and just put videos out when I can. It's more pressure I put on myself than anything else, and I shouldn't. I know I shouldn't, but I do. I can't help it. A little bit worried this guy would end up looking goofy. I don't think I've ever colored a dragon. Not one like this. I've colored like cutesy little Hannah dragons. Love those. Those are calming. This guy is just like, eh. He looks so realistic, it stresses me out a little bit. So I feel like when you have a picture that is just super realistic, you feel like you should color it realistic. Which I think we're not doing too bad of a job. I think he looks pretty cool. I think we need to add more purple to his tail, though. It's looking a little bit too eggshelly now. So let's come back in with the dark purple. And I'm just gonna pop this a little bit into the shadows, and we'll go in and bring some of those scales out too. I'm excited to finish this guy. I'm excited to have him completely done, so I don't have to stress about it anymore. But I'm also like really excited to see how he turns out, because I don't know. I think that's the thing that I like about Hannah pictures so much, is I can picture them so easily. I can see them when they're done. Not even done, like when they're on their way to being done. But pictures like this, it's like I don't know. It could go either way, and it kind of stresses me out because I don't know if it's going to look well. And I think I just color Hannah pictures all the time, so I'm just naturally more confident with them. And then going into something that I'm a little bit about is, you know, anything unknown is a little bit scary, right? I still don't know what color I want to do. Oh, actually, I changed my mind. I know what color I want to do his claws. I want to do his claws the same color as the back of his wings, because I'm definitely not changing those. I really like them, how they are. One thing I do want to do, though, before we get too far into this, is I want to grab the raspberry. I want to pop a little bit of this here and there, because we did it on the wings, so I feel like we should in some other places too. I'm mostly just going to stick it to some shadows, just to really bring some red into them. So just little bits here and there. Nothing too complicated. Let's bring a little bit on his neck here. I don't think the red makes like a huge difference, but I think it does add like a little something, so I think it's worth doing. Oops, maybe a little bit too much there, but that's okay. I'm going to try and remember what color I used on the wings there, because I honestly don't know. Okay, I think that's probably good for the raspberry. So these are the colors I've used so far. I don't know how I kept it looking that I think I used a blender pencil, didn't I? I must have. Okay, so I probably for sure used the black, the dioxazine purple hue. I'm seeing a little bit of red in there, but I don't know what color I used for that, and I really don't want to watch back the video. Let's wing it. When in doubt, just wing it. Okay. Keep track of the colors we've used. I'm kind of back-to-back recording here, so I just recorded part 4 and now working on this one, so I still have everything all over in my desk. I don't want to get everything mixed up. I want to add a little bit of black up here though. And into his mouth. It's just a little, it's too red. I like the red, but I gotta muddy it down a little bit. There, that's better. Okay, so I'm just gonna add the black along the very bottoms of his nails. Can we see? Okay. I wonder, all of his nails are in relatively similar areas, so let's zoom in a bit so that way you guys can actually see what I'm doing here. Even though I kind of colored this nail in already, I am gonna add a little bit to it as well. Pretty sure this bit here is nail 2 from his other toe. I don't know, but I'm gonna color it as nail. So let's do that, and let's come in with the dioxazine purple hue. I'm gonna go pretty heavy over the black and then fade it out. There. And then we'll come in with under pencil. I think that's it for the main parts of our dragon. So we'll move along to the fire. I don't know if I showed you guys the reference picture that I'm using, but this is it. So as you can see, I went really similar with the color. I went a little bit more for orange for the scales, or whatever you want to call these bits, I'm not sure. And then I kind of kept them similar in color instead of kind of doing a multi-layered effect, because, I don't know, I just wanted it to be a little bit more simplistic, but color-wise I matched it pretty close, just because this was the only color I found that really went with the background. Sorry, one sec here. But yeah, I couldn't really think of very many colors that would have gone good with the background. I don't use reds and yellows and all that very often, so yeah, that is very similar. But the fire that they did is just absolutely gorgeous. I don't know how exactly they did that, but I definitely like to try and recreate that if I can. Yeah. So I got some colors here that will hopefully be a decent match. And we're going to start off with, I think, the crimson red. So let's start off with that. We'll start on kind of this bigger one here. Let's see what we can do with this. So we're just going to outline And I'm just gonna kind of loosely follow along with what they did, but I'm not gonna outline the entire part. I'm just gonna outline bits and pieces. And then of course we're gonna just gently fade it into, kind of into the center. So we can kind of bring little bits in as well to add kind of some extra interest to the flame. Kind of do so at our own risk though, because it might end up not looking very well. The red is covering really well over top of the watercolor that we did for the background, so I might end up just having to use this for those areas, but we'll see. Because I don't really want to color the tips of this red, but we will if we have to. We'll see what we can do though. And for this little bit here. I think I kind of want to make some of this darker too, so I think I'm actually going to bring, I kind of want to use the dark purple, but I feel like that's going to make it blend too much in with the dragon. I also have the black grape and the dahlia purple. The dahlia purple might work, but actually they're very similar. I'm not even seeing that one. I must have put it away. You know what, we'll just use the dark purple. Hope for the best. Let's grab that. Or actually, no, the black cherry might be worse. Let's use the dark purple. We just won't put too much of it in there. Or, no, raspberry's too similar in color. Okay, dark purple it is. Just kind of use this to really deepen up that red in some places. It's actually not that bad. It's not matching too much with the back because it's taking on more of like a red hue instead of the purple, so just adds a little bit of depth to the red, which I think we need. Okay, so I'm liking that. Maybe should have picked the smaller one to kind of experiment on, but that's okay. So our next color would probably be the yellow ochre. So I'm going to bring this just out from the red, or redza. Okay, we got to keep in mind we want to keep this really light and I think more white than anything, but we do need to add these colors in as well. sorry. That was this color. My bad. Okay, we're going with the jasmine a little bit. Don't think we'll need too much of this one. I think I'm just gonna kind of pop it over top of what we already have, just to knock it back a little bit. Completely forgot about this stuff too, but that's okay. Okay, and then we don't need it, but I do want to add a little bit of the cream as well. And I think I'm also just going to kind of use that over top of these darker areas to lighten them up. And then lastly, we're going to go in with the white. We're going to make sure that it is clean though. Mine has blue on it. I don't want that. And then with that done, I think I'm actually going to bring in the raspberry again, or no, I'm going to bring in the Crimson Lake instead. Let's do this one. Really, really, really sharp point on this. And then I'm just going to outline the entire area of fire. I'm not too worried if I go out of the lines or anything. I think that actually kind of helps make it a little bit neater. I don't mean neater as in like less messy, but like more interesting. There. I like that. That looks cool. Okay, so I think, can't quite remember, but I think we only put like the base on that, which was the crimson red. I'm gonna have to get this stuff here. Let me put my swatch cards in order. So I'm just gonna go from dark to like dark purple. The crimson red and the crimson lake are actually really similar. We probably only need one of those. I don't know which one I was using though, so I'm just gonna continue with both. That one, and then this as well. Okay. So we only have either the crimson lake or the crimson red. I'm not sure which on here. It's looking like crimson red though. Okay. So then we want the yellow ochre. Actually, let's grab the crimson red again quick and let's add a little bit into here. Okay. And then we're going to go in with the yellow ochre. not going to be able to put too much on these little flamey bits here, but we'll do what we can. And we're probably not going to put all of the colors in on the flames. Like this one, for example, is already like way darker than I probably should have done. So I'm actually going to leave it there and then just go over top of that with the white. I'm just going to go over all of this with the white too. We'll leave this pretty simple up here. Okay, we're going to grab our Crimson Lake. And that's our outlining pencil. So we're just going to outline this as much as we can. I'm going to add just a little bit of texture to back here. Just like some little squiggles and stuff to kind of separate it. It's probably not very noticeable, which is good. I don't really want it to be. Maybe a little bit of the yellow ochre. I think I just messed it up. Let's get rid of that. We'll just keep it how it is. Also, this is the yellow ochre. The one I used was not, so that might have helped. Okay, let's move down to the fire shooting from his mouth. Starting off with the crimson red. It's not really a rhyme or reason why I'm putting red where I'm putting it. I don't really know, to be honest, what to do with this. I don't know if I should put more red or just little bits or... just like keep adding red until it looks good, which I think for this one is there. I kind of like how that's looking. Let's leave that one there. We'll go in with the yellow ochre next. Next color is the jasmine. Already at 40 minutes. Oh my goodness. Jasmine is a really good color to kind of fade into the bits of dragon because it's very similar to the eggshell, so it kind of goes. I'm going to use the cream to knock back these colors a little bit. So you need to come back in with the crimson red just on this little bit right here. There we go. Alright. Go over it with the white and then we'll outline it again. Actually, we'll add the dark purple and then outline it. Should have already done that, dang it, I forgot about that. lastly, we'll go in with our Crimson Lake. Yeah. And we're just going to outline all of these little flames. So yeah, just a little bit of red on that part of the wing there. I don't know why, I just felt like we should. Okay. Let's come to here. Let's see if we can fit most of that in the camera at least. Actually, while I've got the Crimson Lake, I'm just going to color in these hearts. Let's go in with the 30% cool gray. That's not it. There we go. I'm just going to give it a little bit of a shadow. And leave it just like that. That's literally all I'm going to do for that piece. So let's start back over with the Crimson Red. A lot of this is watercolored over, unfortunately. So I'm just going to put lots of red in at the tips. And definitely red in the shadow. This is a little bit different kind of flame here, so And then I'm also going to do these ones as well while we're up here. With the yellow ochre, I'm actually going to come back over to this card and add a little bit of the yellow ochre to this as well. There we go. Just to add like a little bit of glow to it, kind of. Then we're just going to kind of sporadically add this in here as well. So I don't want to add too much of this on here because mine has a lot of yellow ochre looking bits up here already. Next is the jasmine. Don't really want too much of this either. Cream. And then before I add any white, I'm going to be smart this time and go in with the dark purple, so that way it actually kind of sticks a little bit. I'm going to mostly focus this where it's, looks like it should be super dark. So any like really shaded hatching that Kerby's got going on, I'm going to go in with the dark purple and pop that in there. As well as up here a little bit, because we need to break up a little bit of this color. as before, we're just going to kind of go over everything. The true magic is when we outline it, I've noticed. Apologies if you can hear my tummy rumbling. Apparently I'm hungry and my house smells amazing, but I can't eat it yet. And then Crimson Lake, we're just going to go in and outline everything. I was thinking this would be another short part. Nope. No such luck. There we go. Way cooler. And by cool, I mean it's on fire. Just kidding. Sorry, I'm terrible with puns. Can't help it. Now that we got all that done, one thing I forgot to do last time was to go in with our highlighter on the rest of his underside here. So go ahead and do that. Clean off the highlighter. Okay. Check, check. I don't really know what to do for his eyes, honestly. I think I'm just going to do yellow. Let's go in with the yellow ochre, and I'm going to put a little bit of the crimson red. And then we'll put a highlight on to make it kind of pop out. Let's go back to this side here. Okay, crimson red. We might move around a little bit to get more done, but we'll see. like with this bit, I'm going to take the easy way. And I'm just going to go in with red all along the bottom. This red is fairly simple to blend into his back here. And we'll also pop some up here. Oops, sorry, bumped you there. Computer's trying to go to sleep on me. Okay, it's going with the yellow ochre. Dropping all of my color swatches. Ugh. Okay. And a bit of jasmine. You know what? I'm gonna zoom out a little bit here. Okay. So we can cover some more area without moving around like crazy. Kinda, when I get this done today, I'm kinda running out of time. Alright, go pick up my little guy soon here. Okay. Starting with the dark purple. Let's go in with the white. I know we're kind of missing a few colors here, but I think we'll be able to get the same effect here, or at least similar, because this is kind of like on the dragon, so it's kind of a different style of fire. It looks different, so it's okay if it's colored slightly different. And then we will come in with the Crimson Lake. And we're just going to go over everything. little bits of red just to these little pokey things, 'cause I don't know, I feel like I should. Okay. See if we can get the last little bits of fire all in frame. Not that one, we want this one. Before we get too carried away with color, I am going to go in with the dark purple now, just because a lot of these little bits here need to be darkened up a little bit. I definitely want to add a little bit here, just because this is all red. So. To see how long this part's going to be. I don't want to break it up into another one, so we're just going to keep it going. Okay, yellow ochre. Jasmine. think I'm going to skip the cream, oops, and just go straight in with the white. And then last but not least, we will outline it with the Crimson Lake. Don't really know what to do with this, honestly. Let's go over it with the Crimson Red. Just gonna, I don't know, accent some pieces. Add some yellow ochre. Actually, I'm just going to completely go over it with the yellow ochre. We'll go back on with a white pen and bring out some highlights. Okay. Let's bring this up a little bit. Okay, and I want my pencil pen. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. We're going to add just a few highlights to the wings. A few extra highlights, I should say. You can add a little bit to some of the flames, especially if they're kind of lost. Oops. Okay, never mind. I actually don't think I want to add too much to this, honestly. Add a little bit to these horns. Teeth. especially his claws. I do want those to be a little bit more noticeable. Some of these bits of fire kind of coming out from the rocks, I want to add a little bit more white to those. Same with on him, just because I kind of yellowed it out because we did a base. So just want to bring some of that white back out. So I'm going to leave just like that. And then I kind of want to bring this out a little bit. It's kind of lost in here. Let's add some little sparkles, embers, or whatever you want to call it, by some of these bits of fire. Just adds a little something else to the page. Just a little bit of highlight on this side of his wings too. Don't know if there's anything else I really want to add. I think I'm kind of liking how he is just as he is. I think the only thing that I really want to add, if I can find the black here, a little bit of a pupil for his eye. There. Other than that, I think he is done. Let's bring this up so we can get the whole guy in shot here as much as we can. There. So he was definitely a labor of love, but I absolutely love how he turned out. He looks so badass. That fire in the background is just amazing. I think that really adds to the picture. I like all these lighter bits of flame. I'm really glad that I found that colored picture to kind of go off of, because I probably would have ended up doing the flames and stuff, probably just like reds and oranges, and it would have just kind of blended into the background, and I don't think it would have looked really good. So yeah, I'm definitely glad that he turned out so awesome. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully it wasn't too speedy or too confusing. I really didn't know what I was doing, so trying to talk you guys through it was a little bit more difficult than it would have been with a Hannah page where I was a little bit aware of what I was doing, but hopefully it turned out okay. As I've been asking throughout the series of videos, let me know how the quality is for this. Hopefully it's good. It is a little bit of a hassle to pull all this stuff out, but if the quality is better for you guys, then it's definitely worth it. So let me know. And yeah, as always, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time. Take care. Bye!